Yo, what's good, YouTube? Today we're going to be doing a video of showing y'all how I prep my cards and spec my cards to meet my standards to send off to PSA. And the first time Whatnot users, there's a $15 credit if you click the link down below. Also, I'll pop up your QR code right here in the corner of the screen that you can scan, and you can sign up to Whatnot, and you'll be able to get $50 credit for free that you can use in any stream, a long stream. And we'll also be going live next Wednesday running baseball singles at $1, and we'll also be giving away a bunch of giveaways and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, let's get into it. First off, I'll go over my materials you will need to be able to send it off to PSA is semi-rigids. You want these semi-rigids, which are different from top loaders, but this is what PSA takes. I have some extra penny sleeves, and then I have like a microfiber glasses cloth that I use for my glasses, just to wipe off the card if needed. The first thing I like to look at is centering, which any cards that have the border. Of course, this one doesn't, but this one will show an example. PSA standards on the front of the card is 55-45, so this card I won't use that example because it's more left heavy, and then the right side is very thin compared to the left side. That's the first thing I look at before I even take the card out the top load or whatever it's stored in, is the centering to make sure if the card has borders. And on the back, it is 75-25, which it doesn't matter as much. Just to show you an example of centering. Definitely tell the difference in the left sides of the cards and how much more thick the PSA 9 is compared to the 10. This is one of the cards I'll be looking over today to see if I want to send over to PSA. So first off, you want to make sure everything's clean. Make sure your area is clean, your hands are clean, because you don't want anything damaging the card, and you don't want anything getting on the card. So just make sure. I usually like to wash my hands or anything before. But next off, I usually look at the corners of the card before fully taking it out the penny sleeve, and looking over the corners, which I think there's a little bit of damage in this left corner. I don't know if y'all could tell on the camera, but we'll take a closer look at that. But I'll look at the corners, but we'll look at that. If anything, we'll take it out the penny sleeve, and I'll go over the surface. You can use a phone light or anything to look over the surface, get the glare, get that stuff. You won't be able to see it on natural light. I use an overhead light, but that's because I use it to stream and everything. So, but a phone light will work perfectly fine. Just shine on the card and make sure everything's good. Like I said, I look at the corners, so the corners look very nice on the front. But let's take a look at that back left corner. Yeah, as y'all can see, that is creased or something in the corner right there. So I wouldn't send this card in. That would disqualify it. Anything that disrupts the card or anything, I will not send out to PSA. But let's say the card was fine to me. The centering, the corners look nice. I usually look at the surface and make sure there's no scratches or anything, and I like to give it a little wipe down. I'll grab an extra penny sleeve and just put it over my hand like that, and usually just wipe down the card just so there's not any fingerprints on it if I see anything on it. If there's nothing on there, there's no need to mess with it, just the risk of messing up the card or anything. But yeah, let's say the back is clean, everything looks clean. You'll look at the card, take one more time. You can wipe it off again one more time if you want. But yes, and then I'll grab a new penny sleeve, just because those ones, you never know, might have something in them. Make sure you prop it open just like that and get the corners in there without damaging them. And let's say this card's perfect. I'm not sending this card in just because the corner back here, which is very unfortunate because I'm always looking to grade Ohtani. But then you wanna grab a semi-rigid. Like I said earlier, PSA will only accept these. And then you make sure you want to pry it open, just because they're pretty firm whenever you get it. I use the BCW ones, and they're so pretty firm. So what I would recommend is grabbing another card. Like in this case, it's a chrome card. Just use this card as an example, and just practicing doing it. And my strategy is just grabbing it and spreading it open with my 2 fingers and just sliding the card in. Make sure not to rub against it or anything. Just slide it in. Make sure you're not damaging the corners. And once it gets a little bit towards the bottom, you're going to use extra force. So I like to use this extra top that the penny sleeves provide. And I like to fold it over and push it down a little bit, just so the card could get in there and just get in there. Like I said, I would recommend practicing before doing it for your first time. And also with a new semi-rigid, just getting it open, prying it open, getting it used to having a card in there. So the card that you do want to grade, for example, this Otani, you want to be able to slide it in easily. So you just grab it. Let's see, now I'm struggling. And just push it in there. And like I said, once it gets closer to the bottom, I have a little bit of tension, but that's all right. Just push it a little bit down. And once it gets toward in the middle, let it go. And then right there, it's not moving or nothing. It's settled in there. So like I said, that is my technique and what I've used. I've submitted a total of 16 cards so far. I've gotten 11 gems. So around a 70% gem rate. Some of them are my PC only, but I have around a 70% gem rate. So like I said, this doesn't guarantee a gem. Just what I do, what I like to do, what I like to go over, just to make sure they meet my standards, because PSA can see something else that you don't see, like you've seen. PSA can please submit again. You can see all the time. Yeah, like I said, if you want me to drop down a video down below how I get ready to submit cards and how to submit cards, drop that down below. And yeah, like I said, if I have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.